What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm sure if you're here, it's for one of two reasons. Either one, you're my mom and you watch all my videos, in that case, hi mom, or better chances you own one of these dumpster fires and you've got this problem. Classic oil drip in the driveway. But don't worry, whether you're my mom or somebody with a Ford, I'm going to show you how to take care of that problem with this right here. Stick around, enjoy the video. So what you're looking at here is a 2016 F250 Super Duty with none other than the 6.7 POWERSTROKE. Like almost every other 6.7 POWERSTROKE, it's got, I'm hoping, a leak on the vacuum pump. As far as I can tell, it looks like a vacuum pump's leaking. So this gasket right here is the gasket we're going to change on the vacuum pump. A lot of people say you can just tighten them down, Loctite the bolts, torque it down, whatever you want to say. That's fine, but to me, if I'm gonna touch all the bolts anyways, might as well just go ahead and change the gasket and sleep a little better at night. I mean, even the genuine Ford gasket, I think I might have gave $13 for, so it's pretty much a no-brainer just to go ahead and change it while we're in there. All right, once we're up top here, first order of business is going to be removing that guy. It's going to be four clips there. Got a clamp there, here, and then I've got a screw here. Take this silencer loose, and I'll check back in once I get those. As always, as you take your fasteners off, go ahead and lay them in the Ford factory parts tray up there. I like how on the Super Duties it's even divided so you can keep multiple fasteners separate. There, I'm gonna pop off a couple lines there. I've already undone that one. It's just snuck in there. Pop this guy loose. One of these cheeseless clips that you can never seem to get off. This guy needs to come off. Alright, let's try to set the camera down and yank this guy off. Wow, that escalated quickly. It's this owning a Ford thing. It's just, I don't want to talk about it. So I don't know if it was just the Alabama heat. I mean, it was over 100 degrees and the camera was sitting in the sun, or if this is just a GoPro thing. But I completely lost the audio to this clip, and later on in the video I actually lost a couple of time lapses. But really the only thing of importance I'm showing here is that your truck may or may not have the second alternator. You know, normally the alternator is over here on the right hand side. The second alternator was a factory option, so your truck may or may not have it, just depending on how it was spec'd out. But the next thing we're going to do is directly below this alternator there's a water pump, and right there near it is the belt tensioner. So we're going to loosen the tensioner and pull the serpentine belt off. Now you'll want to take pictures or at least get a good mental note of the routing of the serpentine belt, because it's ribbed on both sides. You know, it's not apparently obvious which way it goes back on like it would be on a normal serpentine belt. And now for the fun part. So, intake may not have this alternator. You've got an idler pulley right here. This idler pulley and the clutch fan mount to this bracket right here, and it's hard to show on camera, but you'll be able to figure it out looking at your truck. It goes all the way down here. It's got 13mm bolts. Okay, there's 5 bolts on this thing that we gotta take off. So You can see 3 of them up top. The other 2 are going to be a little bit more interesting to find, but just keep hunting around until you find all 5. Alright, freaking Christ almighty, last one right there. Notice I only got 3 there. Pro tip, if you leave these top 2 that are, you know, easy to get to, just put them guys back in there finger tight. It'll keep that pump from falling, you know, make those bottom ones easier to get out. Let me snag these back out. There's one. Last one right here. I'm gonna need 2 hands. One tie. Let's see what happens. Okay, all the bolts are out there. This is free. Fan bracket. See it moving there? It's free. It does have a plug right here on the right hand side that you probably can't see. I'm gonna try to leave that plugged in just because the location, it's gonna be really hard to plug it back in when we're done. But we're basically just gonna shove this bad boy forward, try not to, you know, run the fan blade into your radiator and poke a hole in it, but just gonna kind of try to ease this guy forward. And I can feel my fan blades are touching the radiator, so that's as far as I can go. Hopefully you'll be able to see a little better now. This is the vacuum pump, and all along the bottom side of it is just oil from it leaking out, dripping straight down. That's why it looks like a front main or an oil pan leak, because it just runs right down the front side of the motor. Okay, so vacuum pump, there's 3 basically layers of bolts. A layer of Torx screws, don't worry about them. There's a second from front to back, there's a layer of 5/16 bolts. Those you do worry about. Those are the ones we're going to be taking off. And then behind that, there's a 3rd layer of bigger, looks like 3/8 bolts. Those you do not worry about. So only these middle ones right here. And there's 4 of them, there's only 4. 5/16 ratchet from earlier. Let's just see how tight this thing is. Oh yeah, I mean, it wasn't finger tight, but I mean, barely had any resistance. Well, it was actually, I mean, I wouldn't say tight, but it was pretty snug. Oh man, that one wasn't even, that one literally was finger tight. Like, yeah, that's why we're leaking. Okay, let's see, 1 finger, is it 1 finger tight? Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. Jeez Louise, guy. Alrighty, get all my hardware out, chilling out up here in the Ford factory parts bin. Just want to point out something on these bolts. This is the bottom left one that was just finger tight. You can see oil all over it. This is probably the one that was leaking the most, I would bet. But that bottom right one wasn't tight either. But either way, what I want to show is there is zero thread locker on these. It's like they just finger tightened them and said, you know what, that's probably good enough. I'll probably hold. Now it should. Oh, that was a little rough. Let's come right out of there. And got some vacuum ones. Well, we didn't have any vacuum leaks because I haven't started this truck in about 2 days and it still had plenty of vacuum. Here's the gasket, just like that. Absolutely nothing wrong with this gasket. I mean, it was leaking because it wasn't tight. There's hundreds of hundreds of forum posts where people just simply retorque their hardware and then they're good. But my thing was, you know, for a $13 gasket, I don't know, I'll sleep a little better not knowing that it's got a fresh gasket on it. You do it however you feel comfortable. If you want to change the gasket, change it. If you don't change it. Ain't my truck, I don't really care. So I'm going to get some clean paper towels and squirt a little brake cleaner on there, wipe that surface off a little bit, wipe this surface off just a little bit, clean it up, and then we'll throw that fresh gasket on there, go from there. Okie dokie, got everything cleaned up. Again, there's that, I can't see that, yeah. There's that Ford part number. Yeah, in case you do want to change the gasket. Scoop my step ladder over a little bit. Ow. Okie dokie. Man, let's turn this video into a drinking game and everyone take a shot whenever I say okie dokie. So, there's a little indentation here. Can you see? Yeah. There's a little indentation here. Little indentation here, little indentation here. You notice this gasket's got a little tit on it there, right there, and right there. So it's pretty obvious. Those gotta line up with that. And then here is a really like good job, Ford. You know, you suck at torquing bolts, but at least you did this right. It's got these tabs. Look at that. Then walk them tabs over. Now when you go to put this thing on, guess what's going to happen? It's not going to fall off and hit the ground. You're not going to have to fight with it. So freaking good job with that. All right, time to put this back in that hole. You're not going to be able to see it, but these two ears, you know, this vacuum pump can spin, obviously, right? In here. Come on, can you see it? You know, I think you can see it, but if you look inside that hole, there's two slots. There's, you know, basically where these things go. So when you go to put this in, if it doesn't just click right in, try giving this thing a slot twist either direction to line it up. I mean, all right. Blue Loctite. Gonna clean the oil off of these threads and we're gonna put some freaking blue Loctite on there. Pretty sure if Ford had done this from the get-go, wouldn't be in the situation that we're all in. You can see as good as you're going to be able to see. So 5/16, we've got these things finger tight, which is about the factory torque spec. We're going to go ahead and actually torque them down with a torque wrench. The factory torque spec is 10 Newton meters, which for the rest of the world that uses the superior imperial measuring system, that's 90 foot-pounds, or 90 inch-pounds rather, yeah. Definitely don't blow up on this with 90 foot-pounds. 90 inch-pounds, or if you're sloppy, you'd always go quarter turn past 2 duggas and you'd be just as good. Would say the old star pattern as much as you can, but there's really only 4 bolts, so and they're already kind of spaced funny anyway, so man, 90 inch-pounds is like nothing. Then again, these are some tiny screws into an aluminum block, so I mean, whatever, Ford. Whatever. That's 90. That one's still 90. Starting to put this front back together. I'm just going to time lapse through it because it's literally the exact same as removal. Fan, this dude, pick it up, slap it in there, 5 bolts, bingo, bango, bongo, Bob's your auntie. So like I said earlier, I was having camera issues. I was trying to time lapse the full reassembly so you'd kind of get the idea, but I lost pretty much all of this time lapse except for this very first clip. Assembly is pretty much the exact opposite of the disassembly. So vacuum pump, then the bracket, put your belt on, intake, etc. So we're just going to jump ahead to the startup here and make sure we don't got any leaks or anything weird happening, and we'll wrap this up. At this point, anything could happen. I'm so freaking tired. Let's check the oil, fire this thing up, and let's call it a day. Whoa, guy. Jesus. Yeah. Well, it's got oil in it, so that's good enough for me. Got some sunglasses on here. Oh, help that shutter speed out a little bit. Woo! Alright, so man, that chrome is probably going to blind you there. Let's see. Well, you know, maybe it won't be too bad. There we go. How about that? How's that look? Thanks for watching the video. I hope this was helpful. I hope I covered everything in enough detail that, you know, you can handle it from here. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up. Man, if this was helpful to you, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know. Let me know if there was something I missed back there. Like I said, I'm not a professional mechanic. I'm just a guy who, I don't know, I'm a cheap ass. I'll just say it. That's all. No need to shame me for it. But appreciate you guys checking out the video. Subscribe button down there if you want to see more content like this. Obviously I own a Ford, so there's likely to be more wrenching videos, more how-tos and parts I'm replacing. So also we got a Polaris Razor. We do a lot of riding videos. I do some how-to videos with that. So if that sounds like something you'd like to check out, subscribe button, thumbs up, comments. Appreciate it all. I'll see you on the next one. Anyways, of course it couldn't be easy. Go. Engineers at Ford were just like, you know what, they can just take the cab off. That's a cab off kind of job right there. That'll be fine. Ain't no way to reach it. Just about have to be some kind of freak show contortionist to get down in there to it. It's just laughing at me. It's literally sitting there finger tight. Got it. Alrighty. If I can zoom in a little bit for you. Come on, camera. You don't worry about that. It's just holding the cover on the the damn, what you call it. Where are you at? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, where you at? Well, let me go find my ratchet. Then let me get those out of there. That is ridiculous. Maybe, oh, it didn't even hit the freaking ground. Look at all that anti-rust additive. That's nice. Ain't nothing under there gonna rust. Alrighty. Yeah. Ooh, it hit the ground. Well, shit. Where'd you go, mate? Ha! Get the fuck out of here. Dang, got my freaking dingle end all sideways there. Alright. Alright.